Hi, I'm Miriam Shaviv of Brainstorm Digital, and today I'm really delighted to welcome Thomas Lee, partner at Simpler. He's also founder of the Healthcare Hashtag Project, which monitors the use of healthcare hashtags on Twitter. They recently achieved an amazing landmark, following more than 500 million hashtags. Tom, for many people, hashtags are just some extra words that you throw at the end of your tweet. In reality, how important have they been to the discussion of healthcare issues on Twitter?
Incredibly important. I think that it's fueled those discussions. It's been around the hashtag that these communities and conversations have really been able to develop and people find one another.
So have the hashtags in healthcare had real life implications essentially to the way that healthcare is developed?
Yes, and when we started following these hashtags, we were really focused on what we would anticipate anyway to be industry insider conversations. Right? People sort of like talking around the water cooler in the morning and just sharing ideas about their corner of healthcare. What we did not expect is the patient participation. That has really been explosive in the last few years.
Well, what about the marketers? People talk about the pharma industry generally being behind on Twitter. Is that true for hashtags as well, pharma and other healthcare
I
parts of the
think by
industry?
and large, I think a lot of businesses were slow to understand the use of Twitter and what that would mean to their business, pharma included. I see more and more people started to jump into the pool, so to speak, and experiment with the medium. Some successfully, some not so successfully. And I just think that it's an evolution. And when we stop and think, I can't remember. Twitter isn't that many years old right now, and it's evolving still
Eight, I
quite
believe.
rapidly.
Are the businesses and the marketers using the hashtags properly and well?
Some do, some don't. I think the ones that are successful at it are a bit what I would refer to as being selfless. It's not a promotion necessarily of their brand or their company directly in traditional sense, but they're developing communities and participating around these communities that are attached to given hashtags in a helpful manner. They're making themselves an asset to the community in the conversation, and they're bringing their expertise uh, into those discussions. And I think that is the best way to be able to do this in this type of medium.
So
Others are just the opposite.
it's pretty similar, really, to what any company's strategy should be on social media anyway, which is really not to talk about yourself.
Exactly.
And those who are using these hashtags wrong, is that just a business mistake, or are there real dangers in that?
Um, well, it's a real danger in that it's a business mistake, I'd say, because of putting the spotlight on me and my company. I've seen a number of times where a hashtag will be used that is in some way perhaps the company name, and they need to be careful with that type of thing, because it's okay to have the hashtag being the company name, but what do you do with that? And if it's all about the company, it's going to backfire.
And do you think that when they're misused, does that affect the patients and the doctors who are on Twitter, or is it really just
They become ignored
they become
and
ignored? So
irrelevant.
it's just a bad business practice.
Yes.
What do marketers need to do in order to use them better? What changes do they need to implement?
Well, I think one thing is they can use them just by helping to dissect the conversations that are happening out there. If a given company has a product related to the diabetic community, there are over 100 hashtags related to diabetes. And it's a wealth of information out there to be able to look at and see how you can fit into those conversations and what's being talked about. So using the information that's out there, it's just a wealth of things that can be studied to help an organization make better decisions. As far as creating their own hashtags, before you create a hashtag, I think it's important that you are involved in the communities that you want to address and that you are a trusted resource out there. And then as you start to develop a community around a hashtag, I think you'll be much more successful.
How do you see hashtags in the healthcare sector evolving? What do you see happening next, really? Or is this it?
I think maybe one of the areas that has evolved more rapidly with hashtags is in the healthcare conference arena. Conferences didn't used to have hashtags, and the attendees made up their own. And now we see the organizers being very proactive, sometimes submitting a hashtag to us a year and a half before the event even. So they've taken it seriously and corralling these conversations that take place around their events.
Yeah, I'm still amazed when I go on all kinds of webinars and there's no hashtag. It's unbelievable how people just have not implemented that yet. Tom,
right.
Tom Lee, thank you very much. I'm Miriam Shaviv of Brainstorm Digital, building your business online.